what you want folks to populate on the document?
Yes. So actually, Caitlin's going to walk you through what we're doing. Because I need, so yeah, okay, sure, I'll do it. So can you talk us through the steps, Caitlin? Great. So let me make sure that we've got everybody actually on the same page, Jonathan. UMKC, are you there?
We are here.
Outstanding. Hi, all. So does everybody in Kansas and in Brooklyn have a browser at the ready?
Yes. Yes, and in Brooklyn, everyone I think is on the legalhackathon.org site.
Beautiful. Okay, so those of you who are online,
what you want folks to populate on the document?
Yes. So actually, Caitlin's going to walk you through what we're doing. Get some feedback here. So those of you who are online, we'll go ahead and put the link to MIT. So let me see, make sure that we've got everybody that you can follow the live cast there.
Let me make one suggestion. If you're online.
So everybody in Kansas and in Brooklyn have a browser at the ready. I'm not sure where the feedback is, and I'll sort it out.
Everyone I think is on the legalhackathon.org site.
Beautiful. Okay, so those of you who are online, yeah. So actually, Caitlin's going to walk you through what we're doing. Right. Okay. So, folks in the room, we're getting some feedback. If you could put your mutes on, please. And in Kansas, you can speak to us through Kate, who's got a live channel open. And Phil, if you could put your mute on as well, that would be very helpful. Great. And then I'm muting you. Okay, good. That's better. So I apologize for that, everyone. We had some feedback. So what we're going to do now is a process of crowdsourcing, okay? And what we're going to attempt to show is that we can do collaboration at scale. So this is something that, thanks to Phil, basically, we started experimenting with in February at the Legal Hackathon there with an online component for collaboration, and this is sort of taking it to another level. And so specifically, what this process is that you're about to go through is a way to, in steps, have a great many people, potentially hundreds, thousands, millions, at the same time, in a modular way, propose content, and then and have the best modules rise to the top and fit together. So in this case, Jonathan and Phil and I kind of brainstormed the idea that the outcome here wouldn't be a hackathon project or an app or like a law school class. Instead, it would be publishing content. So the result of this test will be publishable little mini article that we'll post as a contribution of the collaboration of Blip Clinic and UMKC Law to law.mit.edu as soon as it goes live. We plan to launch later this semester. Yeah, got it. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you in Brooklyn for a moment, and Kansas is having some feedback. Great. So to go through this, there's two steps. The first is everyone will propose what would be a hot topic in law and technology, okay? And that's really what all of us are kind of living and breathing now. And we'll have a hot topics corner at law.mit.edu, which will publish the results from this brainstorm. So the first step is propose the topic in the form of a headline, and the second, and we'll rate those, and then we will, if we just lost Kansas, you should tell them, and then what we'll do is we'll propose a short blurb in the second step. Okay, and then when people have proposed the blurbs, we will then rate those, and then by putting the top rated brainstorm headlines and blurbs together, which will probably come from different people and teams and locations, we'll then take a look, and then Jonathan and Phil and Michael and I feel that it's up to snuff, then we will publish that, and we will have had the first, to my knowledge, known experiment of an assembly line scalable process for publishing in this case. Just bear in mind you could use it for publishing other things as well, such as, well, you know, a law school article in theory, if it was tightly composed enough, or even other things for that matter. Okay, so just about to begin. So everybody should go to, or actually, can you let people know where they go? Great. And this is Caitlin, who's just turn on.
So the first step, you're going to go to prototype step 1. It's at the top, the bar at the top on the left. Propose hot topic headline for law text. So there, you're just going to, again, propose the hot topic. I propose evil robots. You're going to write your name and your email address and submit. So that's step 1.
Yep. So everybody, at this point, go ahead and do that. So we'll take a couple of minutes for people to think about those headlines and to just make sure to add your name, especially those of you online. And we'll give you like a 30-second warning before we end the first round. So I'm submitting as well.
Yeah. I mean, you can do a new one. Okay, totally doing
Okay. Great. So many of you may have so things that are good, by the way, if you're wondering, would be things, for example, that are hot topics now. If there's been a recent case or a new statute. Okay. So I'm going to take you off mute one at a time here. And let me just ask, in Brooklyn, okay, I can't seem to unmute you there. Okay, so I'll start with Michael in Kansas. How are you doing in Kansas? Are you pretty much ready? Everyone submitted?
Yes.
Great.
So submit 10 words, essentially, on your idea. Okay.
Okay. So Jonathan, how are you doing in?
I think they got it. The question was how long should their statement be?
You know, it should be like a relatively brief headline for a blurb, like in Huffington Post. They're usually like 3 to 7 words are the best ones.
I put about 10 words. Someone else put 3 words. We got okay. So
okay.
We're within the range.
All right. Okay. So all right. So everybody, let's.
By the way, I should say one thing. I have some concerns about the Creative Commons 4 licensing scheme, because I think as lawyers, some of them may want to maintain some proprietary control over their idea.
Absolutely.
Do you have to hit the Creative Commons license acceptance?
We do, so that's one of the things that we're testing right here in this prototype is like we should issue spot what's working, what's not working, and how you would implement this. And you know, if there's a different licensing scheme, we should know. I think if it was proprietary, we would want to choose a different license. And actually, Jonathan, maybe you can speak to that for a moment while I apply the script and go to the next next level. Like, what would the IP be for something like this?
Let me ask folks: does that scare people that you're submitting to an attribution license? I think this might suggest that the other people could steal your idea as long as they attribute.
Is that true?
It scares me. I don't know. I look at Creative Commons licensing 4. What? You're okay? You're not, right? So if you're not, you maybe withhold and suggest what a better licensing scheme is. So, Daza. Phil,
Yes.
What do you folks think about that, using Creative Commons attribution?
Let's bring Michael and Kansas in, and we're about to go to step 2. But Michael, could you come off mute and respond to the question from Brooklyn? What do you think the appropriate licensing would be?
I'll tell you. I think at this, am I on mute? On there. I think, frankly, at this point, we shouldn't use a Creative Commons. Although I am a supporter of Creative Commons, I think at this point that's a little dubious whether or not someone would like to share an idea but still wants to maintain some sort of creative control. And subjecting themselves to a particular Creative Commons licensing scheme could dilute that. Now, frankly, just submitting your idea dilutes it anyway, because you can't, as you know, copyright just a pure idea. Other thoughts?
I'm feeling like a non-commercial share-alike attribution license is the way to go.
Non-commercial. So if you're using it for non-commercial purposes, it's share-alike with attribution. And do you know which number that is?
I do not. I think if you go on the international, it's number 1 or number 0.
Yeah, exactly. And so one thing, I think you've onto something here. So I'd say for everyone, this would be, as you think about this, consider the business and the legal climate for the implementers. If it's New York Times, they would do it one way with a stable of writers and stringers. If it was an open publishing, they might choose a different license. So now everybody please let's go to the next step. Go to, what's it called? Step 2, which is in the menu on the top of Legal Hackathon, rate proposed headlines. And so if everyone could take a moment to go there and make sure, can you see that in Kansas and can you see that in New York?
Yep.
Yeah, great. So everybody should see somewhere there the one they proposed. Go ahead and rate your own. If you give it a 5, that's great. If you think someone else's is better or is just as good, just please try to rate honestly and only rate one.
I don't see them.
You gotta scroll down.
Oh, we gotta scroll down there.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. This is currently Google Forms. There's a Google dude in my lab who kind of showed us how to do this. And Phil and I were saying, really, if this works and we like it, we'll probably do something else. I'm thinking Python and JavaScript. But right now we're doing capability testing. So go ahead and rate. We'll give you a couple more minutes to rate, and then we'll tell you what the top rated headline was, and then we'll very quickly do a blurb.
Who did push for pot? We represent a company called Push for Pizza. I think they've taken it to the next level. Or actually the previous level.
Is 1 high or low on the rating scale?
Oh, yeah, the scale is 1 to 5.
So 5 is high?
5 would be top rated, 1 would be lowest, and so, yeah. So there's another note that we're just making here, clarify, 5 is top, 1 is lowest, and then we basically literally sum up the ratings at the end. So before you hit submit, if you were rating it the other way, be sure to rate, more numbers, higher rating, and we literally do a sort by highest number for each of the headlines then across the different states and participants, and we will see the wisdom of the crowd in this case and then assemble it. So everyone, go ahead and finish up your ratings, just boom, 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 and we'll give you another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll call that round. Okay? Yep. Good, yeah, that's exactly right.
I did push for pot, by the way.
You did?
Did it work?
This does exist, by the way, guys. I think we are going to do a Legal Hackers event on Vice delivery services.
Okay.
Hey,
and that's,
you guys.
everybody, finish up your.
Two students here were building that.
Jonathan, could you take it for a moment? And we're now going to rate. We're going to see the top rating. I'll go on mute for a moment.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear you there, Jonathan. Can you say what you were saying?
Yeah, we've got Greg and Vlad are working on something called Deliver Me that does that.
Yeah, so the big one in Seattle, Colorado is, what's it called? Canary. And New York may have one soon. You never know.
Awesome. We've got a huge number of people online here, so it's just taking a moment longer.
This is cool. And you're going to have real-time assessment of the results.
Yep, we are. So right now I'm literally doing like equals, what is it, the syntax?
Can you tell who voted for what?
Like open, wait a minute. So I'm like doing it in like an Excel spreadsheet, like basically in Google Docs. And then
Who voted for what?
And then this is the kind of thing that we want to completely automate, so there's nothing, no, like all the little manual processes that I'm doing right now are not what we want. Here we go. Is that right? Okay. Hold on a second. Sorry, just a quick moment. Okay. Boom. Okay. Right? Okay. So it looks like, all right, so we just need another moment here, sorry. Just getting the macro to work. Let me get rid of this. Okay. There's some open. Yeah, so one thing we didn't count on was having this many entries. Right.
By the way, there are people connected from Haiti and the Dominican Republic and Kenya also.
94. Okay, here we go. All right. So now we've got.
We have 94 results.
94 ratings. It looks like we've got. Well, where were the people? Say again where we've got people from.
We have people connected from Kenya, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic.
7.
Just to let you guys know.
Great, and we have a tie for the top one at 108 ratings, which is one of them is pot rate, and the other one at 108 is OE. Simplify and streamline federal campaign reporting. Okay, so Jonathan or Michael, we need a tiebreaker.
Well, I picked the FEC, the federal election stuff. No offense, Phil.
Okay. No. All right. So everybody, so start looking online for links or what you would write for a blurb for that. We'll be setting up the form. You'll make your submission. You'll write like 2 or 3 sentences, and we'll rate them, and we'll be done in a moment. So just start thinking, what would be the 2 or 3 sentences on this you would write? A good place to start is Google. Find a new study. Find some recent hot news on it. There's a lot, actually. And I'm going to just get out a half step ahead of you and make sure we get the form ready. So, Jonathan, if you could, Jonathan or Phil or Mike, if you could take it for a moment, we'll set the form up.
I don't think I understand. Are we at step 3 right now? Did we go to step 3?
Not yet. We're about to be, so don't do it yet. We have to update the form. Just a second. If you just speak to the topic, and we'll tell you when to go to the form and update and include your blurb.
Got it. Okay. All right.
So whose topic got picked?
All right, so FEC folks, this is pretty cool. I think this means we will get some real coding support on the concept.
Okay. So I don't understand what we're supposed to do now.
Well, we're not sure yet. They're resetting. So step 3 is going to be, I think, an opportunity for us to flesh out a little bit.
Like in the next 3 minutes.
I think so. Well, but don't worry, it's not etched in stone. It's ephemeral.
So, Blip folks, what's going to happen next is that they're going to give each of us an opportunity to write a few quick sentences on this topic, and then we choose one that summarizes the facet of this issue we want to tackle most directly. And we're going to rate them again.
So you got it? You got the blurb? Okay, good. Tell us what we're going to vote for.
All right, we've got it. So if you go to step 3 and on the form now and hit refresh, you may have to hit refresh. Is it working, Kate? You should see the correct thing. Do you see Phil's?
Yeah.
Or rather, whoever did campaign. Good. So just go ahead and just write down 2 or 3 sentences there quickly about what you expect with a hot topic. Something like, so, with all the money in politics, this is a key thing. The Open Goodness Foundation has just reported that. To find a headline, write just a sentence or two, and this will be something that would become a content starter. Ordinarily, we would have 10 or 15 minutes to write a blurb, but think about what's relevant here. Why is this important? And perhaps put a link in.
So Daza, we're imagining this as on the front page of the New York Times. How do we make federal campaign finance sexy and interesting for anyone?
Exactly. Specifically, this is the little thing that's on the mobile where you see the headline and like maybe just a line or two, and if you click on it, you would go to a deeper article, right? So this would be, that's like by blurb, in that it would be like New York Times mobile edition, right? So go ahead and start submitting a couple sentences. We're doing it here in MIT. And how are you doing? That's online. How they're doing it. Okay, good. We're getting lots of responses. So go ahead and take like 30 seconds more, and then we're going to have to, we'll wrap it. Okay. Okay, Kansas City is good. Okay, so the top, okay, so is everybody, how are you doing in Brooklyn?
We're doing good. No, we need a couple more. We need about another minute.
Okay, so it's up to you, Jonathan. I think you're the one. It's your class that finishes. Yes.
1 minute. Right? How are we doing? Submit. Yeah. All right. Are we all good? Yep. All right. We're good.
Okay. Awesome. So here we go. Proposed blurbs. Okay. We're now looking, and we have got we've got quite a few responses here. Okay, so we're now, okay, so everyone finish up if you haven't yet, and we're going to now give you ability to scan them and rate them, and some of that rating may need to happen really fast.
Can we refresh step 4?
Yep. So step 4 is old right now, so don't use it because you won't see the actual ratings. You will see the actual ratings in half a second. We've just finished running the script. Here we go. I'm sorry, you'll see the actual blurbs in a way where you can rate them. And that is going to happen imminently. Step 3, blurbs. Right? Rate content blurbs. Beautiful. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Okay, well, that's critical. So now everyone can actually do it. And okay, embed the form. And here we go. It's magic time in T-minus, what, 15 seconds? Then we go to step 4. Is that right? Okay. Here we go. Step 4. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay, we're re-embedding the form. Give me half a moment. And
okay. Well, it's not.
Okay, so refresh your pages on step 4 now. Okay, now you should see all of the blurbs. Do they see the blurbs? Yeah. Good Lord, they see the blurbs. This is amazing.
I don't see them yet.
Wow. All right. And rate.
Oh, yeah.
Rate like mad, you guys. Rate like mad.
Rate political campaigns. Rate political campaigns are bogged down in outdated tracking systems. Is that it? Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll give you like another 30 seconds because I know you got another class coming, and we'll want to see the top one. So just like rate.
What's this sharing economy one?
Oh, that was, we didn't obliterate the old stuff. That was Phil's, I think. When we did a test run. Or was it yours?
No, I did push for meth.
Oh, right.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh, that's no good. That's no. Oh yeah. So all the old ones are no good. They're getting warnings.
Yeah, there's some old stuff in there. So apologies, we didn't. There's supposed to be 2 more students helping me here, so overlook the old stuff, and focus on the new, as we do in tech so often. Okay, so here we've got rate content boards responses. Okay, let's just do another 10 seconds or so on this, and right. So we've got Brian, we've got Andy so far. We've got about 10 or 15 people. Okay, well, here we go. Yeah, they're really coming in now. Okay, and so let's finish up. Go ahead and finish your ratings, and we're going to. Oh God! Wow, wow, they're all pouring in. Okay, so please finish up in online and Kansas and Brooklyn. There's here at MIT. Okay, Jonathan, we just got yours. Good. So let's stop now so that we can actually count them. Okay, so what is the code again?
By the way, it's something lawyers don't often do, which is spontaneous, rapid, on-the-fly talk and communications and thinking, right? Well, actually, I guess when you're in court periodically. Otherwise, we're supposed to be a little bit more thoughtful than this, I guess. Even as startup lawyers.
Okay, great. All right, so you've got the.
No, wait, you have one more minute. So you want to know how it played out?
Okay.
Did we get results?
What the hell? Yep, so we're doing it right now. So it's equals sum, and then we just go right down the list, right? Okay. Go like that, go like that, right? And then hit close parentheses.
Didn't win.
Okay, here we go. So there's 30. Okay, so we've got quite a few. Whoa, went off the screen. We've got height. We've got. Oh, some of them seem to be really spiking here. Okay. Just pulling it across all of these rows is quite the experience. Okay, here we go. Finally got the end. Okay, so it looks. Whoa. Looks like we've got a winner here. Yep, let's see, 120, is that the top? Yeah. Yeah, that's the top by a wide margin. Okay, I'm going to read the winner. It is, da-da-da. Or better yet, we're going to post it on the page so everybody can see it.
Some of you have closed out, so
legalhackathon.org. So if you turn your attention back to the home page, at the very top of the page, we'll see winning content update, and so you should hit refresh and now rate political campaigns. Okay, so it's political campaigns are bogged down in outdated tracking systems, high software. The system will be free and allow.
Here's our ask.
There you have it, my friends. And I believe, Jonathan.
We've got a project. That's it. We've got a project. I have a thought.
Let's hear it.
Launch this at Personal Democracy Forum in June in New York City. It's the biggest citizens technology conference in the world, but we need MIT technology support.
They're here. I'm talking to Kansas to get their take on it, but the take here at MIT is that we think this is well written, we think it's sound, we think it's up to snuff and that it meets our editorial requirements, and this has been a success in that we have now crowdsourced. I mean, it would have taken a lot longer individually by putting our minds together, orchestrating them with data science, basically applied data science, and we will publish this at the launch of law.mit.edu.
And Dazza,
and thank you.
Dazza, can you hear me? Dazza, can you hear me?
You're on.
Yeah, so here's my ask. My ask is this. I want this to be launched in June at Personal Democracy Forum, the largest citizen technology conference in the world, but it requires not just lawyers, it requires technologists to help build the platform. Is this something that we can get MIT hackers to actually provide technology support to produce?
I mean, I'm prepared to go. I'm going to be there anyway. And it does read like a project as well as a blurb. So I say, here, let's do it.
All right, so we'll follow up with you. We're going to make it happen.
Here. So while you all are leaving in Brooklyn, if you could just keep your ears open, and Michael's going to say something from Kansas. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, I agree with Jonathan. We can have this put together by June and have MIT contribute to it as well.
Great. Absolutely. Okay, so it looks like we lost him there. Could you say it again, please, Michael?
Yeah, no, I was saying that I agree with Jonathan that it would be great if we could have something done by June at the hackathon that Jonathan described, and have the contribution from MIT technologists as well.
I think we can. Yeah, and the election, especially it being an election year, will be after the midterms by then. It's going to be hot, but there'll still be barely enough time before we get to silly season, and you can't do anything useful anymore with a year before the election's too late. So that's a great idea. I agree, Michael. Let's do that. And I want to thank you for participating. I know this is a bit of a weird thing to put in a law school class, and maybe as we refine it and make less manual steps and stop gaps, we can think about how to create something like a zoning application, or how to put a more complex briefing of a case, or a corporate filing or SEC filing where you've got specialists in different zones. Modularize it, sequence it, and maybe we can do really complicated. Maybe we do an IPO in 12 hours if we get the right people together and demo things of this nature. We'd love to try that.
No, I think that's great. And actually, this was the perfect class to do this with, because as you know, Tony Lupino's not here, Jim Delisle's not here, Dean Sunni's not here, a couple of students aren't here. So this was actually a nice opportunity for us to work with you on this, and I thought it worked out. Well, I thought it was a great learning lesson. Let's put it that way.
So incidentally, it looks like I'll be able to join you next week, quite likely. So the Kauffman Foundation's Big Ideas Conference is next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we're looking like we want to participate, and that would put me in Kansas City. So I should be able to be with you in person next week.
That's great, except it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's 8, 9, and 10.
Pardon me, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I guess the major thing is I'll be there Wednesday.
So yeah, that's the great thing. So okay, we'll let everybody know you're going to be here then. Fantastic.
Yep, it's 95%, and then let's hack it up basically. So.
Okay, no, that'll be great. We also think Rick Usher will be here next week at the class as well.
Ooh, perfect. Yeah, so Rick is one of the organizers of this Kauffman conference, by the way. So that's perfect.
Will he be here? Or will he be at the conference?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure that out too. Okay, Dazza, Caitlin, bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so before we stop broadcasting, what do you think? Did it work?
I think it worked. I think it was great. And we also had, like I said, my friends from Kenya and the Dominican Republic in meeting, so they love to join us.
Okay. And that's really what we talked. So this partly happened as a result of Luke and Jim and I and others from MIT going down to New York to participate in the legal hackathon that Phil and Jonathan and others put together last week or two.
Last 2 weekends.
And so Caitlin was a great collaborator with the MIT team, and we had Luke and I were able to stay at your place, which is great. So it gave us opportunity to brainstorm more, and that's partly where we thought, hey, this is an interesting idea. We like the idea, and that's really what led to the test today, frankly, right?
And I think that there are people all over, all over the country, all over the world who are willing to really collaborate and make something that's bigger, better, more inclusive.
Mm. Well, so let's do that. So this has been a great test, and thank you for your partnership, and thank you all who participated directly, and all of you who will be participating in. I'm kind of thinking a little sandbox that we can keep running at mit.edu/law, and we'll set a little something up and link to it from the homepage until we launch, so that we can maybe do some kind of running participatory crowdsourced contributions of some kind. And keep your ideas coming as well. So we've got a contact form where you can join our list, and we've got now, I think it's tech law or lawtech at mit.edu. We've got a list together now, which we'll start to build community with and make sure people are aware of all the great events and hackathons and classes and activities that are happening, including when we do launch at MIT, and that will absolutely be a collaborative, participatory event. We'll see if we can do this at scale. I would love to see what would happen with 1 million minds really put on one issue that could potentially, if we ask the right questions in the right order, could actually be solved in 5 minutes. Let's test it. So until then, thanks again, and we'll see you online.
Thanks.